Hi there, everyone. I'm Ashley Billington, and welcome into the Campfire. This week, we are deep diving into 6-5A Division II. So let's introduce you to the teams that are in this district and our film session presented by Cricket Wireless.
It will not only be tough to beat South Oak Cliff in district play, but it will also be tough to score on them. Simply put, the Golden Bears have the athletes. Kevin Henry Jennings returns as Sox signal caller, and he will have a wide array of receiving threats to get the ball, to include newcomer of the year Randy Reese. They return 4 all-district first-teamers on defense, including highly recruited safety Kyron Chambers. Mesquite Petit was hit hard by graduation, but should have enough incoming talent to make the postseason, highlighted by two-way player DeMarquise Taylor. Dallas Kimball is replacing their quarterback, but two-sport star Kyron Henderson will be a nice target for whoever wins that job. Hillcrest has a chance to slide into a playoff spot as well. They return Brady Gibson, who was second-team All-District at tight end and linebacker. Conrad should make some more strides under head coach Josh Ragsdale and could put themselves in playoff contention as well. Seagoville will have some first-teamers returning on offense in wide receiver Devontae Oliver and lineman Braden Wooford. The rest of the district, Adamson, Thomas Jefferson, and Spruce, will compete hard but may struggle finding victories.
The film session is presented by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Some really good teams in District 6-5A Division II, and they're built by really great players. Let's see who some of them are and our players on the rise.
The best player in this district may be on the defensive side of the ball in South Oak Cliff cornerback Kyron Chambers. They call players like Chambers ball hawks because of how he zeroes in on the football and makes the play. Possibly the best man-to-man defender in the district. When Chambers hits you, you know it. Kyron is good enough to receive offers from Oklahoma State, Arizona, and Indiana. On offense, wide receiver Randy Reese will be a playmaker for the Golden Bears. Reese was the district newcomer of the year, and he had 12 catches and turned 5 of those into scores. With a lot of graduating targets at South Oak Cliff, look for the 6'2" Reese to be a big play guy in this, his junior year. He already has offers from Georgia Tech, Illinois State, and Kansas. One of the best blocking tight ends in the district is Kimball's Donald Miles. He was a first-team all-district selection last year for the Knights. Miles is listed as a tight end, but is used primarily as an H-back to open holes for the running game. And what a blocker he is, as Miles never stops dominating his defender until the whistle blows. As the Knights transition in a new quarterback, look for Miles to be a key asset to their offense. One of the more unsung players in the district is Thomas Jefferson running back Peter Cisneros. Peter plays both ways for the Patriots, as he also plays defensive back. But it's on offense where Cisneros was named second-team All-District. The senior always around the ball, and if TJ hopes to get a couple more wins this year, Cisneros will be the reason why.
Some really good players in District 6-5A Division II. Now for our Media Day segment, we bring in South Oak Cliff's head coach Jason Todd with Worth of Sold.
Let's talk about the Golden Bears this coming year. You graduated the offensive and defensive district MVP, but you still have guys coming back. What's the team going to look like, and who should we keep our eye out on?
I think, we lost 2 good guys. I believe the offensive MVP was Cameron Davis last year.
Yeah, yep.
I think people are going to be like, damn, they thought he graduated, but we got some other guys that are ready to go. Also on defense, I believe it may have been Jimmy Wyrick.
Yep.
And I think people are going to be like, they think he's still here. We had those type of players still playing those positions. It's just their time up to bat right now. But I think we're going to be a real good team. We return our quarterback. He's been doing some good things this spring in the 7-on-7 and the start of spring ball. Our offensive line is really coming around and gelling right now. We're very young, but we got a lot of size and got a lot of potential. At the receiver spot, it'll be led by Randy Reese. We got a couple of youngsters coming along with him. A couple of returning players from last year. We think that group will be special too. And then we have, in the backfield, it'll be a kid, Cameron Fields, and a kid named Farrar, and a kid named Hollywood. We feel that we can play any one of those three backs, and each one of them go out there and be special.
I love it when I ask you for names and you throw out a name like Hollywood. I know there's going to be something special out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, speaking about your defense, you guys hang your hat on that, especially, in this district. You barely allow a point a game, and maybe Poteet got a couple scores on you. But how crucial is that defense for you this year going to be? You say your defensive line's kind of moving some guys up. How's that going to look for you again?
It's going to be a learning experience, probably in those first couple of games. But, they kind of understand the culture and the way we do things and the expectations on that side of the ball. So it's nothing. I think it's just experience that we'll gain week by week. I mean, I think by the time the playoffs come, I feel solid with those new guys up front and the guys behind them in linebacker that we'll be fully adjusted and ready to go by the playoffs.
Excellent, excellent. I appreciate you joining us, Coach, man. I can't wait for this next season. Hopefully we're back to normal.
Yeah, thanks for having me, too.
No problem.
Coach Tom, thank you so much for joining us here on the Campfire. You can catch the entire interview with the South Oak Cliff head coach on Thursday in our media day segment on our social media accounts. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Up next, we bring in the professor himself, Matt Diggs, as he breaks down 6-5A Division II in our district breakdown.
District breakdown time. Matt Diggs is joining us from his humble abode. We're going to talk a little 6-5A Division II. This is a big district with DISD and Mesquite Poteet. Talk about who you think is going to come out of there. Usually this is Sox district, but we'll see what you say.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I agree, it's Sox district, and I think it's Sox district by a lot. I think last year when you look at the results, it was kind of Sock and Poteet being pretty competitive. I think Poteet's going to be more competitive with what I consider the Tier 3 teams, which will be Kimball, Hillcrest, and Conrad. I think Conrad is really primed to step up and make a run for the playoffs. I think Hillcrest, and not because he's a Plano East guy, Jacob Ramon, former Plano East offensive line coach over there, not because of that. I actually went and toured the Hillcrest facilities, talked to them earlier this year. Plano East girls basketball had a game over there at Hillcrest. I think one of your folks went over there and covered that too. They're doing good things over at Hillcrest. A lot of the Dallas ISD schools are really doing good things, as you can kind of tell by the lack of turnover in the coaching staff. When you look at everybody, all the coaches are coming back in this district, and I think there's going to be a lot of experience, a lot of expectations. And I think even Spruce, Adamson, and Jefferson, which I kind of have as my lower tier schools, they're going to compete, with each other. Again, Sauk is so high up, I don't think we were talking about competing with them, but you never know in this district, and I think it's going to be a very competitive, especially from 3 to 9.
All right, quickly, if I had to hold you to the fires, who's 2, 3, and 4 coming out of that district?
I'm going to take Poteet 2, Hillcrest 3, and Conrad 4. I think Kimball is going to be odd man out. But again, we could come back. But I would feel very confident on Sock 1, Poteet 2, as far as those goes. But Hillcrest 3, Conrad 3, Hillcrest 4 will be my top 4.
Excellent. I appreciate you joining us. We're going to talk some 7-5A Division II after that. Next week, I should say.
We'll see you next week.
Diggsy, Wiz, thank you so much. Great insight as always. South Oak Cliff in this district, you just can't deny though. That's all we have for this week's episode of The Campfire. Come back next week for even more content breaking down districts from around the Metroplex. Until then, stay tuned on all of our social media accounts. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube that'll be bringing you content all week long. Until next time, I'm Ashley Billington, and thank you so much for watching The Campfire.